start with your decision to allow illegal immigrants to use arrest warrants as a form of ID at TSA checkpoints. I'm going to quote you now. TSA established a process where it will accept certain DHS-issued forms for non-citizens and non-U.S. nationals who do not otherwise have acceptable forms of ID for presentation at security checkpoints. And then you went on to list the forms that TSA would accept that included a warrant for arrest of an alien, a warrant of removal or deportation, the order of release on recognizance, an order of supervision, a notice to appear. Now, I wrote to you on January 31st of this year asking you about this. Have you responded to this letter yet?
No, sir, we have not responded, but I will respond.
I didn't think so.
I will respond tomorrow.
Okay. Right after today's hearing. So let's just see if we can get some answers now. How many individuals have presented TSA with arrest warrants or deportation notices and were permitted to travel in this calendar year?
Under 1,000, sir.
If somebody who presents an arrest warrant is subject to an in-person interview with the airport's federal security director?
They have an interview with the officers that are on scene at the checkpoint.
Okay, but not the federal security director?
They will bring in the federal security director if needed.
Well, why would that person not be needed if you have someone who's an illegal immigrant?
Right. So we aren't looking at whether a person is legal or illegal in the country.
So your position is someone who is known to have violated the laws of the United States does not thereby need enhanced screening? You're not concerned about this person as a security threat?
Sir, there are people every day that violate the laws of the United States that fly. We look for things that are related to transportation security.
And you don't think someone who is by definition, somebody who presents a warrant for arrest, you don't think that necessitates enhanced screening? People who have done absolutely nothing wrong are law-abiding citizens in every respect are subject to the most invasive screenings at these airports, yet you're allowing illegal aliens to present warrants for arrest and waving them onto airplanes. How does that make sense?
Not doing that, sir. That warrant is the beginning of an identity verification process which follows.
Why isn't it the end? Why isn't that the end of the process and you say, sorry, you have a warrant for an arrest. We're not going to allow you to get on an airplane.
Because we want to identify who is presenting themselves at the screening checkpoint and ensure that those individuals get the right level of screening. Now, if they don't pass that screening, they don't get on the aircraft.
Boy, I think you're going to have a hard time explaining to folks who wait for all of this time in these lines, who subject themselves voluntarily to all of the restrictions that you impose, who are patted down, who are frisked, who are asked to stop aside, who have their luggage rifled through, who have items confiscated from them, who are randomly selected, or sometimes perhaps not so randomly selected for enhanced screenings, but you're allowing illegal aliens with warrants for arrest to get onto airplanes, and you've allowed at least 1,000 of them in this calendar year. I mean, I just find that totally extraordinary.